called Worldstorm, Finding Meaning and Direction Amidst Today's World Crisis. We are living in a world storm, a frightening world that seems to be getting increasingly out of control. How do we deal with it? How do we understand what's happening in today's world? How do we protect ourselves? If we look in the newspaper and at the news media, do we understand anything? Does it help us deal with the crises that are surrounding us? I realized that we have to look farther. We've got to look to the sources of the conflicts that are engulfing us today. And that's what I did. I decided to go back to the ancient roots of today's conflicts. I decided to open the Bible and look at the beginning. Who is Esau? Who is Ishmael? Who are the progenitors of the players in today's world crisis? The progenitors of today's Arabs and today's Western world, and the progenitors of the nation of Israel. What is behind today's conflict? And if we know what's behind today's conflict, then we'll be able to solve today's conflict. That is the basis for my book, Worldstorm, Finding Meaning and Direction Amidst Today's World Crisis. I could never have written Worldstorm if I had not gone through the process on a personal level in which I looked for answers and only found those answers when I found God and I found the Torah. I wrote a book about my personal odyssey called From Central Park to Sinai, How I Found My Jewish Soul.
Words from the heart go into the heart. And this book definitely comes from the heart.
You say a word, words from the heart, to another Jew, guaranteed they're going to enter the heart.
I have the very special privilege of speaking with Roy and Leah Newberger.
From Central Park to Sinai, the name of the book, and it tells the story of a Long Islander's journey from devoted atheism to Orthodox Judaism. Not as easy as you might think, but well worth it, according to Roy Newberger.
We lived a completely non-Jewish existence. There was not one atom of Jewishness in our life. Nothing. Zero. No bris. Every Jewish kid in America has a bar mitzvah, right? No bar mitzvah. Every Jewish family in America celebrates Hanukkah, right? No Hanukkah. No Rosh Hashanah. No Yom Kippur. No Pesach. Nothing.
I guess proud to be Jewish or not ashamed of being Jewish. I don't know. Oh, wait a minute. No, you were ashamed. You denied it.
You got it.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah.
All right. Ashamed? Oh, boy, was I ashamed. I was so ashamed. I was so embarrassed.
At being Jewish?
Yes. Not only why be Jewish, but I don't want to be Jewish.
You banned the use of Hebrew at your wedding.
How did you know this story?
Oh, come on. The book is on the broadcast table.
Leah and I got married the first time. This was the non-Jewish time. I didn't want a rabbi, and I did not want one word of Hebrew in that wedding ceremony. The book is called From Central Park to Sinai. I grew up right on the fringe of Central Park in Manhattan on the east side.
You had every material advantage. You had all the money, all the cars, all the palaces, all the trips.
You name it. All the perks. Yet, here I am as a kid growing up in America. There is a feeling in my innermost soul that something's missing. This anguish is what kept driving me and driving me and driving me until I finally found the one thing that was real. I met my life partner in high school, my wife Leah, in that our journey has been very much together, really. We traveled around Europe, churches, cathedrals, frescoes.
There wasn't a single religion that I know of that you ruled out in what we call your odyssey, your quest.
We've been on a long path of searching for a real meaning and purpose in life.
After 11 years of marriage, We were fortunate to meet Rebbetzin Esther Youngrice. Everything she said seemed so right.
This is it! This is what we've been looking for our whole life!
But we had to share this wonderful way of life with all our brothers and sisters.
If you have a great, delicious dinner and you sit down all by yourself to eat it, it tastes good. But if you share it with others, it's so much more delicious. Ever since 1974, just about every Shabbos, we've had anywhere from 2 to 6 people sleep over in our home, be part of the family, experience Shabbos with us. We are sharing the blessings that we have and inspiring others to go on their own personal journey.
The audience for this story is infinite. So many Jewish people today in all levels of observance want to come closer to God and want to see the story of somebody else and how they did it and what obstacles that person had to overcome. Because we all identify with each other and we all need strength to try to live a better life.
The book is a sensation. It's sold extraordinarily, and it has had tremendous impact in various circles around the world.
We get emails and we get phone calls of people who are so grateful to hear how another person found God and how another person finds that God is changing his life.
I can relate to it a lot though, because like you, for example, you were born in like a non-religious, non-frum environment, and you know, most of us were also, and even until today, we saw how you were struggling to fight for, you know, getting close to Hashem.
Like they say in the business, it's a real page turner. You start to read it and you want to know what's happening next.
Like when we read the book, we learned that individuals are capable of change.
I found it very inspirational. Anybody who hears him speak will enjoy it very immensely.
You want electricity. You want to see somebody that's excited about Yiddishkeit, that can show you how little he had before he had Yiddishkeit and how much he has now. There is no better person than Roy.
Listening to speak will really understand what he went through. And anybody who's wants to know more about Judaism and becoming more inspired would definitely want to hear him speak.
I enjoyed him because for so much electricity, so much enthusiasm.
You don't want to miss it.